what would you describe as your happy place? The place that you like to be, the place that offers you the kind of comfort and nurture and relaxation, sense of well-being, the place that you might say is spiritual for you, a place that helps you connect with God perhaps, or whatever that means for you. Some people would say, like for my family, we love the beach. When we go on holidays, we tend to go towards the beach and stay as close to the beach as we can, and spend time on the beach and take our dog on the beach and swim at the beach and walk on the beach, eat fish and chips at the beach. Other people like the bush. They go off. I've got a mate who loves mountain bike riding through the bush and stopping at places and taking in the view and getting a sense of how awesome is the natural world. I guess there's some people who really like the built environment, restaurants and spas. They might go to resort situations. Maybe you're a cruise person. It's interesting to me that in Scripture, the place that in the book of Revelation, at the very end of the Christian scriptures, there's the notion of the city of God. And I'm fascinated by this because for many people they would say, why a city? The city is so dirty and full of people, and it's not very beautiful most of the time, and lots of corruption happens there. Well, not this city. The city of God is exactly the notion of a city, but without all the really yucky stuff and with all the really good stuff. So in a funny kind of way, the city represents that place which highlights the ingenuity, the creativity, the interconnectivity of human beings. That's where we are at our most creative and technologically advanced. It's where we come together and in a kind of hive mind work stuff out in brilliant ways. We have our universities and our businesses and massive construction, building tunnels under harbours and residences and towers that reach into the sky. There's so many extraordinary things about the city. And if you could take the corruption parts out and the desperate need of poor people and the dirt and the filth and the cramming together, and you actually had a place that was where people cared for each other with all that brilliant ingenuity, creativity, interconnectivity, then you might have something that you'd experience as quite different to the way we experience the city generally. But it is important, I think, for those of us who are interested in such things, to note that God is very much at home among people. And so the city is the most apt metaphor for where God will find home, if you like. It's amongst people living well together. And I think we experience that in our relationships, when we do care for each other, when we do include those who are otherwise excluded, when we go the extra mile and offer forgiveness and become instruments of healing for one another. Those things are truly miraculous, and God is present in them because God is present among people, most present. Whether you experience a spiritual rush when you're at the beach or in the bush or on a cruise or in a restaurant, God is most present between and among people. And that's the insight from that Revelation vision of the city of God coming down. Revelation 21 verse 22 through to about chapter 22 verse 5, if you're that way inclined. Look it up. And look out for where God is in your relationships. It's a beautiful thing when you discover that mysteriously God's right there with us, with the people we care about. see you around the college.